Hey everyone, it's Bethany. Welcome back to my craft room. In this video, we are going to do a little bit of hot foiling, a lot of die cutting and gluing, and we're going to just focus on doing a really simple card. I pulled a variety of colors of cardstock that really have been inspiring me lately. As a reminder, I will link all the things I'm using down in the description box below this video. That way, if you fall in love with any of the items that I'm using, or if you want to recreate this look at your own craft table, you will have a great list of things that you are going to need. I absolutely adore how this card turned out, and I'm going to slow down and just really walk you through my thought process so you can see how I came to some of the creative decisions that I did. Let's go ahead and get started. Be sure to give this a thumbs up if you are ready to start creating. And as always, let me know what you are doing in your own craft space because I love being inspired by you as well. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, let's go ahead and get started with this card. We're going to be doing some hot foil, and I have just really been enjoying my time using this Glimmer machine. So we're going to do that to create kind of the background of our card. So I taped together, I kind of like to set aside and then I just kind of washi tape them together when I'm kind of planning out what I want to do. So what I did was I grabbed this really pretty hot foil plate from Pink Fresh Studio, and I'll link everything that I'm using down below. And I really thought this looked kind of like stained glass, right? At a church or something like that, or even just in a really, really fun window. And I really liked that. That's how it kind of looked to me, and it really grabbed my eye. So what I thought we could do is have fun doing some really nice shine with hot foil using this. And then I pulled this as well because this is a little mini wreath, and I thought we could play around with creating some colorful wreaths on this little back panel, which I kind of think looks like a window. So I am literally going to wing this. We'll see how it turns out. I have an idea in mind, and I can't wait to see how everything kind of comes together. So I have my hot foil machine. Now, look at this. And I know I'm probably the last person on earth to realize this. The cord is all organized in the back. I turned this around the other day because I was always organizing my cord, you know, haphazardly somewhere else. And I, for some reason, turned this over the other day and realized there is a little cord wrap in the back. Okay, so if I am not the only person who didn't realize that, then there is your quick tip of the day. I'm sure everyone else knows that but me, but I am just thrilled to pieces by that. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and unplug this. I'm gonna get this all, or plug it in, get it all heated up, and let's go ahead and start with our hot foil, and then we're going to do lots of die cutting and gluing, and we're just going to sit back and relax. So maybe pause, go grab some hot chocolate, go grab maybe, what else could we have? A nice warm mocha, whatever you wish, because we're just going to slow down and have some fun. Okay, turning this on, and there we go. Okay, so I have it switched on. We see the power lights on. It's going to have another little light turn on here when the platform is actually ready, and then we'll get everything assembled. So while that's heating up, what I like to do is I'm just going to unwrap my hot foil plate. And actually, you know, at the end of this video, hopefully I'll remember, I have a little haul that I just got in the mail, and I think in that haul is the actual die cut that goes with this collection, which is so pretty. I just loved it, so I went ahead and added it to my cart the other day. So if I remember at the end of this video, I will show you all the new things that just came in, things that have been catching my eye lately, and we can have fun kind of opening that little box. Okay, so I'm just going to set this right on here while it warms up. Doesn't hurt at all. And then I'm going to grab a little piece of Hammermill cardstock, and I'm going to use that to foil on. Okay, so I'm going to remove all of this. These are the pieces of cardstock that I went ahead and pulled for the wreaths, and they're all from Concord 9th. I thought this color combination could be so pretty, and I just really wanted something bright and bold. So I'm going to bring in my plates for my hot foil machine. So I have a shim and my spacer pad. I also have the little cooling mat, and then I have this little magnetic picker upper tool. And let's just wait for this to warm up, and let's get our foil cut in the meantime. Okay, so there are two kind of gold looking foils that I have to choose from. I think I'm going to go with just the traditional gold. I used this in a video recently. It's called Aura. It's so pretty, and it has more of Well, it's kind of like a rose gold in my opinion. And it also has a little holographic look to it. It's so pretty. I just did this in a video and I really love it. But I think because I'm going to try to do something with just a little bit more of a traditional background, I think I'm just going to go for the gold. I think that will be really pretty. So let's see, find the end of this. There it is. And I'm just going to trim it down. It's probably about right there. So I'm just going to use some scissors. That's how I like to do it. Easy peasy. Now, oh, that's a little too long, but that's okay. Something to be aware of though is it's better if you have a piece. Oop, that's way too long. I'm going to take another couple inches off, but I can save that for sentiments. I always need little pieces here and there. Okay, so I'm going to trim it down to fit. And that's just about right. So I am going to end up trimming down this further. So I'm really not going to worry about, getting it exactly the right size. But to reduce the possibility of overfoiling, if you trim it down so that there's not a lot of excess foil, then that's even better. So I'm going to let that heat up still, and then we will get to foiling. Okay, the platform light says platform ready. That's ready to go. So I'm going to take it with the side that is the pretty side. So the side that we want to use, we're going to do that side down on the foil plate. Okay, just like that. And then I'm going to take my hammer mill cardstock. I'm going to place that right on there. Okay, and then do the thin shim, which is that kind of mint color one, and then the spacer pad. So I'm going to let all of that kind of just settle on there. I'm going to click the timer, and then when that goes solid, we'll be ready to remove it from the base and run it through the Spellbinders machine. So I'm going to get the Spellbinders all ready to go so that it is ready to roll when this is done. Okay, so that is all ready to go. So now I'm just going to very gently remove this from the base, make sure everything kind of stays put, and I'm going to take this whole base and just slide it right into my Spellbinders Platinum 6, and then I'm going to slowly roll it through, oh goodness gracious. Okay, and I'm going slowly so that each little area has enough time to foil and transfer into the paper. So just nice and slow. And you don't have to go backwards, but I do just because it's easier for me to remove my whole plate system from the front. So once we get so far, I'm just going to roll backwards just because I like to remove it from the front. In front of me, I have my computer, and it gets a little tight there. Sorry, the camera wiggles. Get my little workout for the day. Okay, there we go. Then I'm just gonna move it back here, not plugging it in or anything, but just to have a platform. And we can take that spacer pad off, the thin shim off. Okay. And then we have our little piece here. Now, don't worry that, ooh, I almost got it a little bit crooked. Don't worry that it's super crooked, but we'll get it all worked out. Oh, pretty. Isn't that fun? And I just barely got enough right there. But we're going to trim this down as well. So there's a little bit of over foiling, no worries. I'm going to remedy that in just a moment. But isn't that pretty? Now, this is the gold, right? I wanted to show you because I was also showing you this aura. The aura is very similar, and it just has more of a kind of holographic look to it. So there's the difference between the gold and then this aura. Isn't that pretty? Very slight difference, but in person you can tell a difference because it's a little more holographic, right? I'll link the video that I did to this card in case you want to see this card. This was my favorite card I've ever made. I love it. Okay, but we'll see if we can top it today with this card because I really am excited to see how this turns out. All right, let's go ahead and fix our little overfoiling, and then we'll trim this down and start die cutting all our little wreaths. Okay, now I will go ahead and remedy my overfoiling. So I'm just going to grab my little bin of erasers. I'm going to grab this little mono sand eraser, and I'm just going to focus on the areas that have foil where I do not want them. So right here, I'm just going to rub that over that area. And I think I'm going to have a wreath right smack dab in the middle of my card. So I'm not going to overstress, but it comes right off. Now I'm not going to worry about these areas right here because I'm going to trim this down, but anything within this little, I'm going to call it stained glass area because that's what is speaking to me. And sorry if there's any background noise. I'm given the wonderful opportunity to record during the day. Usually I'm a nighttime recorder, but I have the opportunity today to do a little bit of recording during the daytime, and there's a lot of construction around. People are doing nice home projects, which is really exciting, but you might hear a little bit of tapping of hammering and fun things. Okay, so now I'm going to grab my A2 layer dies, and I'm going to trim this down, and let's see, that's too big. So I think, and I might even be able just to, let's do that one. Yeah. I was going to say I could do it through my paper trimmer, but why when you have a nice die to do it for you? So let me grab my tape. And now I'm going to bring my Gemini out because there's a lot of die cutting coming up, and electronic is so nice. Okay, let me do, hopefully that is center. Just got something on my tape there. Okay. And I'm going to do another piece over here just so that doesn't shift, and let's run this through to cut it out. Okay, here we go. Angle it just a hair, and there we go. Okay, let's just pop this out. Oh, that looks nice. There's our final little panel. Isn't that pretty? Now, let me see if this is, yeah, that looks to be the same size. That top die, I've actually never used that top die because all my panels are always trimmed down to A2 size, but this largest die is the A2 size. So I had to double check that because I wasn't quite sure. So I kind of like that though, because I do like the border around it. So I'm going to go ahead and keep that and not trim it down any further because I do like the border around it. I think that's super pretty. Okay, let's now bring in all of our colored cardstock because we're going to do the wreaths. So I'm going to open this up. Now my idea here is, as you can see, there's a little wreath die. There's also berries and a bow. So I'm thinking what I want to do, I'm thinking that I'm going to skip the berries because I want to add sequins in their place. So I don't want to do them in paper because I think we have an opportunity for some shine there. So I'm going to skip these. I'm also going to skip the bow, and I'll tell you why. My idea here is that we'll do 3 wreaths. 1, 2, 3 going down the page. I think that will just be so pretty. And I think by adding the little bow in, I think it's just going to kind of mess up with my spacing, although so pretty. So know that the bow is included there. You can do that. Also the berries, but I think the berries would be much prettier in a sequence. So we'll see how much spacing we have. Again, I'm just kind of crafting on the fly today. So I'm going to set this to the side. And what I was thinking of doing is I want to do a wreath in each of these colors because I think that will just be so fun. So I'm going to cut one out of this nice kind of mint green. And I try to save every little bit of this that I can. So I measure as much as I possibly can. But I'm also wondering if I should layer some glitter as well. So I'm going to just go ahead and start cutting, and then I'll let you know what final cuts that I decided to do. So let's go ahead and start getting all of our die cutting all organized. Okay, I'm done with my die cutting. What I did was I did one wreath in each of the colors. Then I did each wreath also in this glitter, and I think it's just so pretty. Oh, you're not getting the full effect right now, but you can see it actually when I bring it down. So I was thinking, excuse me, I'm going to do 1, 2, and 3, but I was also intrigued by the idea of layering the glitter underneath to give it a little bit of fullness. And the reason why I didn't do 2 color layers is I think you kind of lose some of that detail, but by putting a glitter behind it, you achieve some fullness, but you're also going to still see the beautiful detail and the contrast of the colored paper. So I think that will be super fun. Let me go ahead and zoom in. Let's start kind of getting everything assembled. I'm really liking where this is going though. So let me also grab a card base because I want to build this from the ground up. It's going to be easier than decorating, putting all these things on here, and then worrying about getting this attached to the card base. So I'm going to do the card base first. That way that's all assembled and ready to go, and then we can just keep layering up all the yummy goodness. Okay, so bringing in my score buddy here, I also have a piece of 110-pound cardstock that will make up my card base, and this is sized at 11 inches by 4 1/4. And once we score at 5 1/2, that's going to be center to create our A2 size cards. So I'm going to fold that down. Perfect. Grab my bone folder, really press that nice. And then add some foam tape to the back of my panel because I do want to pop that up. I think that will just be really nice. Even though it is the exact same size, I still like that little bit of thickness that comes from the foam tape. And I think it just makes for a really nice substantial card. Okay, so turning this around and grab my little non-stick scissors, apply this foam tape, and build from the ground up. It's just my favorite way to do it. I also really like foam tape because it just gives that panel a nice, really straight, strong, crisp look. So if you ever have any bending or warping of your panel that you created, either from ink blending or any of the things really, you can really straighten it out and make it really nice with some foam tape. Now, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my score buddy back in. I'm going to open up my card just like this, and then I'm going to place my panel right up in the corner and down just so that it lays down really nicely. Okay, so then it's perfectly down. Oops, I can't really see that. I turn my autofocus off when I'm this close because if not, it tries to still focus on all the things. But as you can see, look how nice that is. It's just perfectly in place. Okay, now let's go ahead and start building. So I think what I'll do is I have some Barely Art glue. Let's see. Sometimes with glitter, because there's a texture on it, I think I'm going to use my tacky glue because this stuff is just stickier than sticky, which I know you're thinking, Bethany, it's glue. Of course it's sticky, but it's another level of sticky. So I'm going to use that to glue my cardstock to a glitter cardstock. Okay, so I'm just going to place that kind of all around, and you don't need a lot, but I'm going to come in contact with just a variety of areas there. Okay, now I'm not going to, I want this to be off. I'm not going to layer it perfectly, right? I want it to, let me grab some tweezers. That's going to help because sometimes your fingers just get visually in the way, and some tweezers will help to see where you're going. So if I do, let's see, just offset it just a little bit. Then we see the glitter coming through. Just kind of shift it just a little bit so it's not lined up. See how that looks? Isn't that pretty? I think that's super fun. Oh, there we go. Okay, so I like that. I think that's really fun. I'm just gonna let that, try not to get glue everywhere. I'm gonna kind of shift it until I'm happy with it. But I think that is really fun. Okay, I'm gonna let that dry, and then I'm gonna do the same thing to my remaining solid pieces of cardstock that the wreath is cut out of and the glitter pieces. Okay, so what I'll do is just let these set for a minute because I want them to be really adhered to one another because I want to kind of fluff them up in just a minute. I love those colors together. If you'll note, it's the same color combination that I used on my little dancing card in a previous video, and I just loved the combination together. So, you know, when you find a color combination that you're really kind of enjoying, there's no reason why you can't enjoy it a couple more times on a couple more cards, right? Just do the same combination that you love and don't worry about it. Okay, I also have a couple sequins pulled here. I have this pretty sequins from Spellbinders, and I have more of that because I like to buy that one in bulk. And then I also have these really pretty, I always forget what they call them, glitter drops. It's exactly what they look like too. I have these glitter drops from Pink Fresh Studio that are just gorgeous. So let's see which one we want to do. More decisions, which makes it so fun. Okay, I'm gonna open up my card. Bring these little cuties over here and place that down. Now, if you'll notice, I'm not doing a sentiment on the front of my card. I thought this would be so fun, and I'm gonna tell you why. Two things. I really want it to just be super simple without a sentiment. Another thing I was thinking of is that after you give this to someone, they could absolutely trim this part off, trim the card part off, and then this is a substantial, because you did your foam tape, right? This is a substantial little piece of artwork. They could put it in a frame without the glass in it, which would be so pretty. But I kind of like the idea of giving the recipient a piece of artwork, if you will, and allowing them to enjoy it long after the card is given. So I kind of thought that that would be kind of a fun idea to, you know, maybe not put a sentiment on front and kind of keep it as a piece of art, so that someone could really, you know, maybe even make some Christmas or holiday decor out of it long after the card has been given. So I'm just going through and I'm focusing on my colored pieces here, and I'm just kind of bending those up a little bit just to give it a little bit of movement and dimension on there. And I think that's really pretty. Oh, that's so pretty. Okay, I need to think about which order I want to go in. Do I want to do pink? And then, oh, I kind of like that. I don't know. Kind of like that too. Let's do that. Okay, so I'm going to kind of bend and get these all really moving. And if you'll note, I focused on putting my glue in the center of the wreath that way, and I should have mentioned that, so I apologize. That way, these little pieces didn't get glued down. I wanted to make sure that I could fluff up the little ends of the wreath here. And it just gives it a nice kind of domed look. Is domed the right word? I'm not sure if dome's the right word, but just kind of curls it up. It makes it really kind of fun. Okay. Now, something like this would probably be something you would want to hand deliver to someone, because it would get ruined in the mail. But if you're sending someone a care package or a Christmas gift, you could absolutely just place this in the top of your box. That way it doesn't get smushed in the little envelope sorter at the post office. So last little one. Okay. I love this. I love this. I'm really feeling happy about this card. Okay, I am going to, I like the placement of it. I'm not going to overthink it. So I'm going to take my tweezers just to help me out here. I'm going to grab my Barely Art glue. It's my favorite, or one of my favorites. I really have a lot of favorite glue. Something I never thought I would say, but my goodness, there are so many people that make some fantastic glue. I've never been so excited about adhesive in my life. Okay, and then I'm going to place that there. And I'm going to grab the other side of my little awl here. And I'm just going to press those pieces down because it's nice and skinny. That way I don't ruin the little fluffing that I just did. How pretty. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing. Lather, rinse, repeat. Same process to my remaining wreaths. Get them all placed down, and then we're going to add the pretty berries in form of sequins, or I haven't quite decided yet, or the pretty drops, glitter drops. Okay, my last darling little wreath is going right here. Scoot it up just a little bit, and I really actually think that my placement and alignment, I think that worked out really nice. I think everything looks centered. I think I have equal distance here and here, here and here. I think it's pretty. Okay. And if it's a hair off, it's a hair off, but I think that's nice. And then the sparkle of that second layer with that glitter cardstock, I think that's worth it. I mean, you may think on camera, right, as you're watching this, that it's not really noticeable, but I promise you, I pinky promise you, you can notice it in person, and I think it's worth that step. Okay, now what I think I'll do is let's play around with adding one or the other and just decide what we want to do. So I'm going to grab my little sequins wand, and I'm going to grab a tray. Let's just see. I like these, but I wonder if they are, oh, those are fun. Let's see. I wonder if they're too pink. And I'm just gonna put these on my mat. Okay. Now, if I turn these around, okay, yep, that's it. Isn't it lovely when the answer is just so incredibly clear? Oops. And these are circular on the top, so that is way too pretty. Oh, yes. Okay, and then I'll hold it up so you can see the sparkle in just a moment. But that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna place these back just to keep everything all organized. And let's go ahead and just glue these down. I think what I'll do is I will go through and kind of go either or, inner, outer, maybe one in the middle, and just kind of keep it random. There's a lot of sizes also to this little glitter drop, so let's start there and then we'll see. I think I'll go with the second to the smallest. Oh, goodness gracious me. And I could also do the smallest as well, just to give a little variety. So here's what the smallest would look like. Okay, let's see. Oop. Come here. They are tiny. Okay. Oh, I like that. I like the variety. I do. Okay, so that's exciting. That's exciting. Okay, I'm just double checking that I have the right side up. And I'll just kind of go either or in terms of sizes. And let's bring these to life. Oh, the sparkle. Between the sparkle of the glitter cardstock, the shine of the foil, and now these really pretty glitter drops. this card is just going to be so pretty. Okay, and the last little one goes down. Oh my goodness, this is so pretty. I'm so happy with how this looks. Now you could always stamp a sentiment on the inside as well if you're really wanting that, you know, sentiment portion of the card. But oh, look at that. Oh, it's so neat. Look how that turned out. I think that is so fun. It is really simple, yet it has so much surprise to it, right? I just love it. I think it's so pretty. It really just reminds me of a beautiful stained glass window, and then some cute little wreaths were just a really fun way to dress that up. I really love this. And I'm really, really loving the sparkle of the little glitter drops. I think that's so fun. All right, let's go ahead, and before I forget, I want to show you some of the things that recently came in the mail, because I'm reminded by this hot foil plate. I did get the die, so I want to look at that as well. So let's go ahead and open up my recent little crafty shopping spree, and I'll show you what I have been picking out. Okay, so I recently got some goodies in the mail. Some of it I've actually opened because I needed to get some organization done. But the first thing that I picked up was this really pretty new to me Glimmer foil roll. And this color is called Opal. I thought this was super pretty, so I'm gonna give this a try. So I like that idea because I have just been really loving my hot foil machine. So another thing that I picked up is and this is what I actually opened. I needed to organize some of my longer dies, and I went ahead and got these really nice pocket envelopes. These are new, and I've been waiting for them to come out because they're pink and they're just beautiful. I think I got a 5-pack of these long ones. So I needed something for more of my slimline dies. I also have this new die set, and I did a video on this, the Flippin' Awesome die set, which tends to be longer. So fun. In fact, if you missed it, that whole die set makes this super fun card. So I'll link this video as well in case you missed this. This is so fun to make. But anyway, it comes in a little bit of a longer die set because it has to make a long little mechanism to use. So I needed something for those storage type of items. So I went ahead and bought that, and then what I did was I used my label maker, and I'm going to end up just getting everything organized just like so. So I got that size, but I also picked up another size of them as well. And I can't remember the exact size of these, but I'll link them down below. And I just wanted another option for some storage. So I picked those up. I don't know what my deal is with pattern paper, but I can't leave it. I always have to add it to the cart. I picked up this beautiful paper pad. Oh goodness, I haven't even opened this yet, obviously. It's just so good. Look at the baking, little oven mitts and rolling pins. I loved it. Oh, this is so pretty. Isn't that pretty? I just loved the color combinations. Look at the mint with the bumblebees and these little wildflowers. This is just, it's stealing my heart. I love this. So, plus, ooh, let's look at these little cut aparts. Those are so cute. These just make art in and of themselves, or quick cards. Look. Okay, so it looks like you get 2 of each paper, because I think now these are duplicates. Yes. So fun. I love that. I love that. That's so pretty. And one thing I absolutely love is I think these foam adhesive panels are so nice. I love these, and I really like to have a backup set in my craft room. So I already opened my other one and I've been using it a lot. So I went ahead and ordered another pack. I think they come in a pack of 5, yes. A 5-pack, and they're double-sided, and they're foam sheets. So these are so super to have. Another thing that I got, my kids, they wanted me to get this, and I wanted it as well for next Halloween, so we won't see this for a while, but I loved this idea because I did this card recently with this little dancing girl with her little packages. So this is kind of the, you know, holiday version of that, but I really wanted to get the little Halloween version. I thought this was so cute. So look for that next year. And then I got a bunch of really fun full panel dies. Now this is the die that would coordinate with the hot foil. Isn't that gorgeous? So pretty. So I have this. I thought that would be super fun. And then I picked up this honeycomb one because I am just drawn to that honeycomb look. And then I got this as well. They call this mosaic. So fun. I thought this would be really nice for stacking and doing some really fun but simple backgrounds. So I really liked that idea. And then keeping up with that dancing theme, I spoke to this in my other video. I purchased this for Father's Day because sometimes I struggle with Father's Day cards. So I thought this was going to be super, super fun. I like the idea of you could either do the beer mug. Isn't that so fun? Or this little ribbon. You don't have to say happy birthday. I purchased this mainly for Father's Day, but I love that you can stretch this and do any type of masculine card for it. I really thought this was super fun, so I'm excited about this too. And then, I know, I had fun with the cover plates. It was just where it was at for me. So I picked up this geometric cover plate. I thought this was so fun. And then, is this a typo? I think it might be. I think it's just geometric cover die. I don't know. Okay, and then I picked up this angled striped panel die. So pretty. And then this as well, a triple lined diamond panel die. Isn't that fun? I love that. Okay, then I found this for making just a really fun, almost embossed, but it's going to cut in and make it a little stitched look. And I think this is so pretty. It's really a fun way. In fact, I think it would look awesome paired with this because I think this looks kind of fun and masculine. And I thought that would be really neat. It kind of reminds me of maybe a vest or something. So I think these together would be so fun. And then I picked up an embossing folder from Spellbinders. It's a little, it's called This Plus This. How cute. I love when they do fun little names like that, but it's a nice embossing folder. I really thought that would be super, super pretty. And then I picked up some glitter cutting plates for my Spellbinders. And I love these because I've been watching other people use them, and I like it because you almost kind of hide all of the cutting marks. Of course, you're still gonna get the cutting marks, but because they're not clear and they have this fun little glitter texture to it, I thought that these were super, super fun for just kind of keeping it looking a little bit cleaner. Of course, you're gonna get that look anyway, but I really liked it. Not only are they fun, but I think it looks to be that they seem to hide the little marks and the cutting marks a little bit better. So I hope you enjoyed this video with the cute little haul at the end. Gotta love a good craft haul, but I hope you really enjoyed this card. I think it came together really pretty. I liked keeping it simple. Again, if you're missing a sentiment, you can absolutely add one. You could also stamp one right in the inside of your card as well. I hope you enjoyed this. Please let me know down in the comment section what you're working on as well. Be sure to give this a thumbs up if you enjoyed watching this cute little card build, and I will see you all in the next video.